Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So did you understand yesterday's lecture? Did you read? It is very important for you to read this chapter. If you read it once or twice, you are not going to understand it. First listen to the lecture, read it near about 5 times, then only you will be able to understand what I wanted to tell. Okay, I will be telling what are the questions which are important from this chapter. You may learn accordingly. Okay, so yesterday we studied about the magnetic effect of electric current. We studied that the magnetic effect, that is the magnetic lines of force, is perpendicular to the direction of current. Today we are going to add one more point to that, that is the force acting on a conductor. Okay, force acting on a conductor. There is an activity given on page number 55. On page number 55, figure 4.10, there is an experimental setup given. There is a stand on which one horseshoe nail is connected. Okay, one horseshoe nail is connected. There is another stand which is connected to a circuit, which is connected to a wire. Okay, the wire is passing through the horseshoe magnet. Okay, here I have shown the other 4 diagrams which has been shown. You may see this is the horseshoe magnet and this is the wire which is passing. This is connected to a circuit. Okay, I repeat, this is the horseshoe magnet and the wire is made to pass through that horseshoe magnet. If this is the horseshoe magnet, this is the conductor. Okay, this is the conductor. If this is the horseshoe magnet, this is the conductor. Okay, so the conductor is passing through the horseshoe magnet. Okay, now when the current is not passing through the conductor, it remains straight. Okay, when the current is passing from bottom to top, if this is the direction of current, okay, from bottom to top, then the conductor, and this is the horseshoe magnet, then it will get deflected in the left position. Okay, in the left position. That is what I wanted to show. Okay, so here you may see, if no current is passing, then it is straight. If the current is passing from bottom to top, then it will get deflected towards the left. If the current is passing from top to bottom, it will get deflected towards the right. Okay, what will get deflected? The conductor, the wire will change its position. That is the effect of magnetic and electric effect on a wire. Okay, did you imagine like that? Okay, so here when there is a wire and there is a horseshoe magnet, if there is no current, it will remain straight. If there is current from bottom to top, it will get deflected in the left position. If the current is from top to bottom, it will get deflected in the right position. That means there is a force which is acting on the conductor, due to which it changes its position. It does not break, it only gets deflected. It only becomes curved. Okay, so that means there is a force which is acting on the conductor. Okay, so this experiment is to show that when a current is passing through the conductor, which is placed in a magnetic field, then the conductor, okay, feels a motion on it. Okay, it feels it. It is influenced by the motion of the current and the magnetic field, and it will change its position. Okay, it experiences a force. So what is happening? I repeat, when there is a conductor which is kept in a magnetic field and the current is passing through it, then the conductor experiences force and it will move. Okay, that is the next law, the next rule, that is Fleming's left hand rule. This question is asked. They will give you the diagrams of figure 4.10 and they will ask what happens in the diagram B, what happens in the diagram C, and so on. So what is happening? When there is no current, then the wire is a straight line. In this case, I have not shown the horseshoe magnet. So when there is no current, wire is in the straight line. When current is passing from bottom to top, the wire comes in position B. When current is passing from top to bottom, the wire comes in position C. Okay, so there are three things. One is direction of current, second is direction of magnetic field, and the third is direction of motion of conductor. Now we will see the rule, that is Fleming's left hand rule, which decides about these the direction of these three. Okay, we will see what is Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, Fleming's left hand rule is a relation between three: magnetic field, electric current, and direction of motion of conductor. So in the other experiment we saw that if there is a magnetic field and if there is current, then the conductor can move. Now in what direction will it move? Now we will see that they are all perpendicular to each other according to Fleming's left hand rule. So to study Fleming's left hand rule, you have to hold your left hand, okay, with your index finger, thumb and your middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, I repeat, your index finger, your central finger and your thumb mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, so here you may see this is perpendicular, okay, this is perpendicular, okay, and this is also perpendicular. So they are mutually perpendicular to each other. And if the index finger shows the direction of magnetic field and the central finger shows the direction of current, then the thumb will show the direction of motion of conductor. Okay, if the index finger shows the direction of magnetic field and the central finger shows the direction of current, then the thumb will show the direction of motion of conductor. All the three are perpendicular to each other. This is the diagram which is shown in the textbook. Okay, this is the index finger, this is the middle finger, and this is the thumb. Okay, it is like this. Okay, according to the figure, this figure, it is like this. Okay, you may learn it like this. This is the magnetic field, this is the current, direction of current, and this is the direction of motion of conductor. Okay, have you understood? I repeat, for Fleming's left hand rule, if there is a question, state Fleming's left hand rule, you have to write: stretch your thumb, middle finger and index finger in such a way that the index finger shows the direction of magnetic field, the central finger shows the direction of current, then the thumb will show the direction of motion of conductor. Okay, now which finger shows what, that you cannot change. You have to write according to the textbook only, because that is a law which is put forward. You cannot change the law. So this is Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, both the diagrams could be drawn. If you draw this diagram, then also no problem. If this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of current, and this is the direction of force on the conductor. Okay, from the rule they have to show that all those three are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, now we will study the next topic. Now one of the most important topics of the chapter, that is working of electric motor. On page number 55, there is a try this question. Determine the direction of the force on the wire in the above experiment and verify your finding. Okay, what is the direction of the wire? You may write the answer. Direction of the wire is perpendicular to both magnetic field and direction of current. I repeat, direction of the wire is perpendicular to both magnetic field and the direction of current. Okay. Now we will start with electric motor. What is meant by electric motor? It is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, what is an electric motor? It is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Where do we use electric motors? Electric motors are used in several fans like washing machines, etc. Several appliances. It is there on the last sentence, in the last paragraph. Okay, it is used in fans, refrigerators, mixers, washing machines, computers, pumps, etc. This is important. Where is it used? Okay, it is a 1 mark question. Now this is a 5 mark question. They could either ask directly the working, okay, of electric motor. In that question you have to draw the diagram, okay, this diagram which is 4.13, okay, the diagram 4.13, and explain the construction and working of electric motor. Okay, otherwise they can ask different parts of electric motor and what is an electric motor, where is it used. Okay, where is it used? It is used in fans, refrigerators, mixers, washing machines, computers, pumps, etc. And what is electric motor? It is a device changing electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, now we will study about the construction and working of electric motor. It is very important. You may see these are the parts of an electric motor. The first is rectangular coil, second is strong magnet, third is split ring, fourth is brushes, fifth is axle, and sixth is battery. Okay, we will start with rectangular coil. Rectangular coil means the wire, okay, an insulated copper wire. An insulated copper wire is wound around a छोटा सा core, that is ठोकळा, एक छोटा सा core, we will call it as a core. It is wound around a core. Okay, so if you have seen motors, small motors in your toy cars, okay, if you haven't seen, if you have a spoiled car, toy car, okay, you may open it and see the motor. Okay, if you have seen the motor, otherwise you may observe the working on other videos on YouTube. Okay, now the rectangular coil consists of a wire, insulated wire, which is wound in the form of a coil. Here this is the coil. It starts from E, then A, then B, then C and D, and then connected to split ring. Okay, so this is the coil. It is wound, actually it is wound, but it is shown in the form of a square. Okay, now the two strong magnets, north, south, the two poles of a magnet, north and south, so they are attracting each other. That means there is magnetic lines of force, that is force of attraction between those two magnets, and the rectangular coil is kept in between that magnetic field. Split ring, there is an axle. You may see this is connected to an axle. This axle is having two split rings. Okay, C from this side, C from this side, C, that is split ring. Okay, those split rings are connected to two brushes. Okay, brushes means they are just in contact with the split ring. The split ring is connected to the axle. It is connected to the axle like this, half from this side and half from this side. Okay, and on both sides there are two brushes, okay, which is just in touch with the split ring. It is just in touch with the split ring, and it is connected to the battery. Okay, so what are the parts? Rectangular coil, strong magnet, split ring, brushes, axle and battery. These are the parts of an electric motor. Now how does it work? Here you may see this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. When we switch on the appliance, then what will happen? The current will flow. When the current will flow, the current will flow in this direction, positive to negative. It will start from positive, 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 from the brushes. This is the brush. From the brush it is passed on to the split ring. From the split ring it will enter into this wire coil. It will flow from AB, BC, CD and back. Back like this. Now when the current is flowing, this will start acting as a magnet. There is a magnetic field already, due to which this coil will experience force. So in the first experiment we studied that if the wire is kept in a magnetic field, if a current carrying conductor is kept in a magnetic field, then it will change its position. Now here you may see this is the direction of magnetic field. So I am showing it with my index finger, that is north to south. And what is the direction of current? The direction of current is in the upward direction. And what is current? This is the central finger. So I am showing it like this. This is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of current, and what will be the thumb? The thumb is towards that side. That means this coil will move down. This coil, this part will move down and this part will come up. I repeat, this is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of current. Then the conductor will move down. It will move in the downward direction. The inward direction, that is downward direction. So it will move like this, that is anti-clockwise. So when it is the current is this way, that is AB, CD, the current is moving this way. Then it will move like this. When it comes to this position, that means if this is ABCD, then this will become CDBA. It will become CDBA. So when it comes in the opposite position, then the current will flow from positive to negative. Then what will happen? This is the CD is pulled in the downward direction and the AB will come up. That means if this is the axle and these are the two split rings, there are brushes. The current is passing from here. So this is moving in, the coil is moving in the downward direction. This is AB, this is CD. This is AB, this is CD. It will move down, CD will come up. It will move and come in this direction. When it comes in this direction, CD is this side and AB is that side. Then CD is pushed down. That means AB will come in the upper direction. That means it will move continuously anti-clockwise in one direction. It will move like this. That is electric motor. So I repeat, the current is flowing from positive to negative. When the current is flowing, as the current is flowing through this in this direction, and this is the direction of magnetic field, the coil will get deflected in the anti-clockwise direction, that means downwards. When it moves downward, the CD will come up and it will come in the opposite direction. When it comes in opposite direction, the current is flowing from DCBA, then this will go in the downward direction and AB will come up. Thus it will continuously move in anti-clockwise direction. If we change this positive negative, it will move in the opposite direction. So that is the working of electric motor. Working of electric motor is very, very important. On page number 56, the first paragraph and the second paragraph is very, very important. The first paragraph is the construction, and the second paragraph is the working. Okay, if you are having a question on working of electric motor, you have to write from when the circuit is completed, the current flows in the branch AB of loop from A to B, from there till anti-clockwise direction, that complete paragraph. It is a very important question. Now find out, why are carbon brushes used? There is a question on page number 56. Why are carbon brushes used? Why are they used? They are used to press the split rings and it completes the circuit. What does this do? This brushes, it completes the circuit. This wire cannot be connected to the split ring. If it is connected to the split ring, when the axle moves, it cannot move, it is connected. Okay, so this setup and this setup, the wires, they should be free from each other. This is going to move, this does not move. Okay, so this is connected to a particular surface where it can move, and this brush, it is just a contact between the coil and the conductor and the current supply. Okay, so that is the working of electric motor. Now the homework for today, only one homework for today. It is to explain the diagram and construction of working of electric motor. Okay, it is a very important question. You have to learn today Fleming's left hand rule and the working of electric motor. If you are having any doubt, you may ask. Thank you.